Hello everyone, my name is Mad Scorpion and welcome back to Destiny 2 with This Week in Destiny. Now, if you might notice a few different things, obviously I am not working off of my Xbox as I usually would. I have updated, as I mentioned in my video. I am on full PC right now. I'm not completely shifted over, I'm still working things out, and of course there will be details, so if you have any feedback, whether it's about quality, things aren't exactly legible, because I know I had a few issues with things coming out blurry in a few tests, so if it's a little awkward, let me know, and I'll get to you on the back end, at least for next video. So, with this TWAB, or TWID, I keep defaulting back to TWAB, basically, Guardian Games is coming, and that is a majority of what we're talking about. Now, if you don't know what that is, think of it like class versus class versus class, with everyone repping what class they want to win, or just Bungie picking a winner and letting everyone have their own participation trophy. You'll learn more about that in the future. Now, the first thing that is probably the biggest thing that people are talking about is the introduction of a new vehicle type in a weird way. It's still essentially a Sparrow, but it is rideable in a way that is more like a skateboard or a surfboard, as opposed to riding a hover bike. Now, on that note, at the same time, it's going to be available, and I think it's going to earn for free just for participating in the event, so you don't have to worry about buying it as a, how do I say this? You don't have to worry about buying it like you would, and now that I look at it, it does kind of look a little Dragon's Breathy with at least the exhaust ports, but I digress. Basically, you'll get it for free. It might be a new type. It is still event-based, so be sure to get it while you can, because if you don't, then you can't. But on that note, of course, the games will begin next Tuesday, and there is medallions and glows. Now, there is gold, platinum, and diamond, which is a new tier that has been implemented. That is something different from last year. Basically, in the event, 3 weeks, everyone has contender cards, which is a limited time bounty, that are rated at different levels, gold, platinum, and diamond, which is basically to say gold tier 1, platinum tier 2, and diamond tier 3, which is to say the tier 3s are typically the harder of them, and the tier 2s are a little bit hard, but not hardest. That's basically how it goes, and there's some different for PvE and PvP. The diamond ones are new, and because they are so powerful in comparison, they are limited per day, or 3 a week, and there's 2 of them that are PvE, 1 is PvP, and then there's a unique one, which is a Twitch drop, which could be totally farmed for people like me that probably won't be playing much, but in order to still do their part, they just watch Twitch streams in the background. Now, there will be a variety of different glows, and at the same time, they are still doing things to mitigate the population differences, because obviously that's always a factor when it comes to these sort of things, and effort. But there is going to be a kind of daily count rework onto multiplication and point values to learn. Bungie explains it in a weird way, but I still don't exactly get it. But basically, when you're looking at things as well, for the variety, there's going to be some glows. One for being best in tower, which is because of high score, based on the scored-based playlist stuffs. And then there will be another for being the member of the winning class, glow linked to your weekly performance in the Nightfall, another glow for the weekly performance in the Crucible playlist, and as well, bronze, silver, or gold glow with the shape of the crown, depending on what class is currently in the place that they are for Friday ceremony. And at that point, that's pretty much Guardian Games. Now, there is, of course, quests, activities, and matchmaking. There is going to be class-specific matchmaking if you want to match up with just Titans, or if you don't care and still want to play with a variety, you can do that as well. But, of course, there is a Nightfall playlist that is based on, like I said, score, where there will be 2 versions, a recreational, which is basically practice, and a competition mode, which is going to be where you go for the high score. Now, keep in mind, there isn't any limit to it, so there isn't any downside to playing competitive when you don't. So, But then, of course, getting high scores will improve your rewards, and if you're actually hunting rewards or weapons, then getting platinum scores for these events is the best way, because pretty much the higher score, the more tiers. Every new tier is a new set of rewards, which, if I recall, last week was almost like 2 masterwork weapons and then like 10 enhancement cores and ascendant alloys and shards at one point. So if you're hunting them for resources, these are actually worth going for. And there will be a focus activity, which I don't think they explained it well, but basically there will be a focus activity that is live for 2 hours between Monday and Thursday, for 3 hours from Friday to Sunday, and basically just, I guess, bonus progress or something like that. It's hard to describe. There's one package, you get Champions package, somebody will win that day for focus activity. It's a weird thing, the way they described it. But then there will also be a new weapon, which you might have seen in the trailer. It is a Waveframe heavy grenade launcher that is an archetype, which does sound like it has some nifty perks, like here Volt Shot and Chain Reaction, which sounds like it could be killer for ad clear, but at the same time, who's using a grenade launcher for ad clear, and also who's really using a grenade launcher, especially of wave frame compress, just because there's only one, and I haven't seen it since it was introduced, so I really doubt it's really doing anything in this day and age. From that as well, there is obviously going to be other Guardian Games weapons returning, including Traxipos and the Title, which is prior weapons, both having new perks and reworks. So if you're hoping for new perks on them, get excited because there are. And as well, there is a new Memento, as always introduced with the seeming bit. There is a new Memento available, which this is something that I have to rant about because I've been talking about it for the last 2 events that had cooler looking Mementos than this. They have finally introduced a way to hold on to more than just the ones that you have. Basically, if you have one in your inventory, Abe Levante will store them when you earn extra ones, because they're allegedly really easy to get. Like, doing a platinum medallion will immediately drop one every time. So on that note, why is it the ones that we can actually store and not burn choices on is the blandest one? Because no offense, Bungie design team, but this literally just looks like a new Monarchy shader with a little bit of design to it. Literally, why? On that note, yeah, a new Memento and probably going to be earnable from Riven's Wishes, maybe. Who knows? But as usual with Guardian Games, there is the Champ title and event card, which is basically a limited time seal that you can earn, as well as an event card that you can get bonus cosmetics from if you want to throw some money at it. At the same time, these will be limited time as well. So if you want access to either the event card or the seal, you have to do it in the 3 weeks that the event is active. And like I said, I forget if I have mentioned, but essentially next Tuesday, which is the... If I can pull a calendar up. No, I can't. But next Tuesday and 3 weeks from there. So there you go. And as well, there is the Guardian Games Cup, which is a fundraiser that runs alongside the Guardian Games. It's a weird kind of content creator matchup thing, seeing who can raise more money in a sort of way. And as well, if you want to contribute or actually join the cup yourself, you can go ahead and do that. But yeah, it's basically a fundraiser content creator mashup. Then as well, there is an update coming, which some of the stuff talked about that is coming is weapon re-rolls and refreshes. If you know, with every season, we get 2 new guns from like Nightfalls, Trials, and Iron Banner. Well, in mid-season, we're getting a refresh in those places, and as well as new and old returning. Then as well with the mods and changes to the sandbox, restorations timers getting fixed, abilities being brought into line like Threadlings and Threaded Spectre for Crucible, other abilities getting extra flair like Consecration Gunpowder Gamble for PvE, buffing some rocket launchers and heavy grenade launchers, as well as nerfing bows and snipers for Crucible, I imagine. And in the terms of just grind and earning, Prophecy is getting new weapons, as well as old weapons getting elemental reworks, and some console reticle and dead zone setting adjustments. Then as well, I guess as well, the improvements to PvP that are going to be coming next week. They're also encouraging primary ammo fights along with the changes. I think they're doing the ability-less mode when it comes to that. I think it's called Collision. I forget exactly, though, because I don't exactly pay attention to Crucible news. On that same note as well, if you play PlayStation, the Witch Queen is available for free to PlayStation Plus, so I guess you can access it or download it. As long as you do it by April 2nd, you can have the Witch Queen for free. Something I'm learning that I might need to look at now that I've got Destiny 2 on another platform and need to rebuy all the DLC to access everything. But on that note, as well, the player support reports. Allegedly, if you don't own Forsaken, you can't craft the weapons from Riven's Wishes, even if you have the pattern. So the scheduled fix is allegedly coming with the 7.3.5 update. But like I said, allegedly, it's scheduled for it. There's a chance it still isn't done. And as well, for Art of the Week, I might suggest this one. This might make some cheese in the Crucible, because this clip is essentially add extra Scorch stacks for Solar, throw an Incendiary Grenade, and as soon as it hits something, because it applies nearly all of the Scorch required, after that, just hit it with the Hipfire Shot on Sky Burners, and literally everything explodes. Now, this might be a little bit loud, but I'll play some clips. And bits and bits. Like, this is a perfect example. It just throws a grenade, shoots once or twice, and as soon as the Scorch shared, boom, triple kill. Same thing with this clip on that Vexmac. Throws the grenade, throws a few more shots, then suddenly everyone explodes. This is the kind of build that I would love to meme around with, and just to see it successful is going to be satisfying. But on that note, as well as a ribbon wall mount, that is pretty much everything from the TWID. Pretty much everything Guardian Games related, and everything that was just kind of convenient to talk about now. But once again, nothing exactly exciting when it comes to Final Shape or the Into the Light, whatever it was. I think that'll be coming around, though, hopefully once Guardian Games ends, just because this typically isn't the most enticing of events, even for the people who enjoy playing Destiny in the downtime. With that, my name is the Mad Scorpion. I will see you in the next video.